It's hard to believe, but Sandra Palmer, who was a top female golfer, ended up disappointing a lot of her female fans. Why? Well, she took part in an advertisement that played into female stereotypes, which really didn't sit well with many people. Her life was already difficult, dealing with a divorce and complicated relationships with her parents, and this just made everything worse. Palmer constantly faced issues that women generally face in a male-dominating sport. After Cher won the Colgate Dinosaur tournament, she was photographed in the winner's circle holding a bottle of the sponsor's dishwashing liquid. On the surface, it seemed like a fun moment, but as with many things, it sparked some unexpected debates. Some people weren't too happy about the photo, arguing that it played into old-fashioned gender roles, suggesting that women were somehow tied to domestic tasks like washing dishes. Others, though, saw it as just a light-hearted, playful gesture that reflected the involvement of the sponsor and the casual nature of the moment. It became a bit of a talking point, with different people seeing it in different ways. What might have seemed like a simple, fun photo op turned into a conversation about how women were portrayed in sports and in society, especially in the 1970s. In the end, it was a snapshot that highlighted how sports, sponsors, and public images often intersect in ways that can spark more than just applause. Apart from professional difficulties, she faced problems in her private life as well. Her parents' messy divorce added to her dilemma and made her private life even more complicated. When Palmer was just 13, her parents went through a tough divorce, and she ended up moving with her mom from Maine to Fort Worth, Texas. It wasn't an easy transition for her. She's talked before about how challenging it was to adjust to a completely new life at such a young age. The emotional toll of her parents separating was something she had to navigate, and it really shaped her early years. Things became a bit more stable for her when she was taken in by Vita and Ed Warren, family friends who stepped up and became her guardians. While their support gave her some much-needed stability, it also painted a picture of how difficult her relationship with her biological parents might have been at the time. Palmer's journey wasn't just about golf. It was also about finding her footing in a world that had been turned upside down. The care and guidance from the Warrens helped her get through it, but it also hinted at the emotional challenges she was facing in her personal life. But her troubles didn't end there. Maybe it was her parents' separation that left a lasting impression on her. Or maybe it was her demanding career, but she ended up getting divorced as well. Palmer was married to golf instructor Jack Burke back in the 1960s, but their marriage eventually came to an end with a divorce. The specifics of what led to their separation have stayed private, which is often the case when it comes to personal matters like this. But it's easy to imagine that, like most divorces, it was a difficult and emotionally challenging time for her. Ending a marriage can bring up a lot of mixed feelings, and navigating the emotional ups and downs of such a big life change is never easy. Though the exact reasons for their split remain unknown, it's clear that it was a tough chapter in Palmer's life, one that added another layer of complexity to her personal journey. It's easy to imagine that when someone's personal life is as messy as Palmer's, they would want to keep it out of the public eye, and she was often criticized for it. She hasn't been someone who seeks the spotlight outside of her career, especially when it comes to her personal life. This choice to stay out of the limelight has definitely sparked some curiosity and speculation among people. Fans and the media have often wondered about what goes on behind the scenes, but for the most part, Palmer has kept her private matters private. It's clear she values her privacy and has made a conscious decision to keep certain aspects of her life away from the public eye, which is something not all athletes manage to do. Despite all these difficulties, her career was outstanding. She was a born athlete and possessed a talent that started to show at an early age. Palmer was actually born in Fort Worth, Texas, but she grew up in Bangor, Maine, where she first picked up a golf club. After high school, Palmer went on to attend North Texas State University, where she made quite an impression. Not only was she a cheerleader, but she was also crowned homecoming queen, a title that showed she had a lot of charm and popularity on campus. But Palmer wasn't just focused on cheerleading and school events. She was also a serious athlete. In fact, she became the runner-up in the 1961 National Collegiate Championship, which helped put her on the map as a rising golf star. While at North Texas State, She joined the Alpha Delta Pi sorority, balancing academics, social life, and her growing passion for golf. Palmer was no stranger to winning either. She went on to become a four-time champion of the West Texas Amateur and claimed the Texas State Amateur title in 1963. These early victories helped establish her as one of the up-and-coming golfers of her time, setting the stage for a successful career in the sport. Looking back, it's clear that her time at North Texas State and her early wins were key moments in shaping Palmer into the athlete she would later become. Then came her professional career, which solidifies her legacy even further. Palmer's journey in professional golf began in 1964 when she turned pro and joined the LPGA Tour. Right from the start, she showed that she was not just another player, she was a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, Palmer went on to win a total of 19 events on the LPGA Tour, but her success wasn't limited to just these wins. She also triumphed in several other professional tournaments, continuing to make a name for herself even later in her career, including a few victories as a senior player. Palmer's career wasn't just about accumulating wins. She also made her mark in the major championships, securing two impressive victories. Her first major win came in 1972 at the Title Holders Championship, a prestigious event at the time. 3 years later, she grabbed another major title at the 1975 U.S. Women's Open, one of the most respected tournaments in women's golf. These wins helped solidify her place among the top female golfers of her era and showcased her ability to compete at the highest levels. The 1975 season was particularly remarkable for Palmer, as she topped the LPGA money list, proving she was not only a skilled player, but also one of the most consistent and successful on the tour. That year, she was also named LPGA Player of the Year, a title given to the best-performing player on the tour. It was a testament to her talent, hard work, and determination. Her success wasn't just a flash in the pan. Palmer maintained a high level of performance year after year. In fact, Palmer's consistency was one of the standout aspects of her career. From 1968 to 1977, she finished in the top 10 on the LPGA money list for an incredible 10 straight years. This remarkable streak showed just how consistently competitive she was, never letting up and always staying at the top of her game. This kind of longevity in a professional sport like golf is rare and highlights her ability to stay relevant and at the forefront of women's golf for an extended period. Even after all these years, Palmer didn't immediately walk away from the sport. She continued to compete in various events and remained an influential figure in the golfing world long after her prime years. Her final appearance on the LPGA Tour came in 1997, marking the end of an era for one of the tour's most consistent and accomplished players. Looking back on her career, she was a trailblazer in many ways, not only winning major championships, but also setting a standard for consistency and excellence over a long period of time. Her career was truly defined by her incredible ability to face and overcome challenges. No matter what obstacles came her way, she stayed focused and kept performing at the highest level in a sport that demands so much both mentally and physically. It wasn't always easy, but she never gave up and continued to push through. Her determination made her not just a great player, but a standout figure in the world of golf. She remains a key part of the history of women's golf, inspiring countless people with her achievements and her commitment to the game. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe so you never miss out on our future content. Thanks for watching.